Hey. Happy January 14th, 2024. This is the second Sunday of the year, so happy Sunday. I hope your day is going great so far. I am about 30 minutes out of church, and of course, I had to pull over to go ahead and record for y'all. But yeah, so yeah, today's topic is just another topic that kind of hits home for me. And most of you are familiar with songwriter, film writer, producer, etc. His name is Christian Keys, and if you're not familiar with him, then that's what he does. He's all of those things. So he posted a video, and I want to say this was about a month ago, almost at this point, just expressing his emotions and his feelings with certain things that transpired or took place, with him specifically in the filming industry and or the Hollywood industry, you can say, rather, the Hollywood industry. And he was saying how a particular man of a certain caliber in the industry who holds a lot of power and authority to his name kind of like attempted to violate him, pretty much. And not only him, but different people in the industry who feel like they are entitled, who feel like because they are who they are, that they can just get away with doing things to people and showing like no respect towards others. And so he also called out like a woman. He didn't name drop, which we're all pretty clear of who he was talking about, though, at this point. Let's just be honest. It's kind of obvious. And but he didn't name drop once again. So people can still speculate who they think it is. But once again, it's obvious. And so, yeah, so it was also a woman, once again, who he mentioned as well, who he said groped him. Like, I don't know if it was before. I can't recall if he said like before the filming or taping of a show that they were doing together or after. But yeah, she just passed by him and groped him. And he checked her on it. And then after he checked her on it, she did it again. Like, the audacity of you to violate someone and then think they're joking when they check you and tell you that's inappropriate for you to do to them. And it's not only inappropriate, but that's completely unprofessional and it's not right. That's a violation of anyone's personal space, of anyone's personal and private parts. Like, you do not do that to someone. But the fact that these people, the powers that be, who hold all of this power, and because their names are so big, everyone knows and becomes intimidated about speaking up and telling their truth because they don't want to be blackballed from the industry. And that's completely sad. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, and it's just outright not right. It's just, that is some sick stuff. That's some sick stuff. And what pissed me off more than anything, or what upset me rather more than anything, is the fact that people, and he didn't even name drop. So the fact that he hasn't even name dropped yet, and then people still are ignorant and negative in the comments on Threads and on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can find a platform to spew negativity and to give your ignorant thoughts, people were doing that. And they're already saying, how you a grown man and you allow someone to violate you? How you a grown man and you allow another man to come up in the bed that you were sleeping in? You should have did this, you should have did that. I would have done this, I would have done that. Yeah, it's easy for you to say that when you're not in that position. And this is why black men and black little boys, from the age of whenever they get violated, from 2 all the way up into their adulthood years, this is why they don't say anything. Teenagers, all of them, anybody that's a black male, and black females too. This is why they don't speak up. Everybody say, well, you should have spoke up at this time. You should have spoke up at that time. You can't tell nobody when to speak up, because it's obvious. It's for a reason as to why they're not. And this is why. Because of the backlash, because of people going to tell them, oh, you're lying, you're a liar, you're a child, you're not telling the truth. Who's going to believe? I don't believe you. Even people, their own moms, who are so hung-go and so desperate for a man, they don't even believe that when their child comes to them, whether it's a boy or a girl, come to them and tell them such and such has violated me, they don't even believe them. They continue to slap the child in the face by staying with the man, still having the man live under their house, allowing him to violate their child. And then you wonder why everybody is afraid to speak up. You wonder why everybody in the black community have mental illness or have or dealing with some type of trauma. That's why. And then this man is what? Well, I'm 33. I think Christian Keys is in his 40s, I believe. And as a grown man, he's getting backlash for speaking up and speaking his truth against the powers that be in that industry. That's sad. That's horrible. That's horrible. Oh, come on here, bro. And then you had somebody with the initials WD. I'm not going to say his first and last name because I don't want to give him no type of attention. Going to sit up there. He was the main one provoking the negativity. Apparently I didn't watch the bull crap that he said. I didn't watch any type of, I don't know if he have a radio station or whatever the case is. I don't know. I just saw by other YouTube videos and by certain comments on particular people's or person's Instagram accounts that this person was kind of just like leading the foolishness when it came to backlash against Christian Keys. And that is some crazy stuff. That's great. Like, that's wild. That's crazy. And so it's like, when and where do we create these safe spaces for black children, little black boys, little black girls, little black teenagers, and even adults? Where do we create this safe space for them to speak up for themselves, for them to express their truth and to share their emotions without the fear of feeling like they're going to be ridiculed or made a mockery out of or shamed for something that they truly experienced? That's some crazy stuff. Like, we got to do better, and we got to create these safe and open spaces for them to do those things. And not only do we create them, but not take advantage when we create them. Because some people, they do things with a certain ulterior motive, and it's violating the kids even more. They create, oh yeah, we're going to mentor, we're going to do this. And then y'all go and violate and harm these children the same way that the other person did. The same person that they're talking to you about, you go and do the exact same thing. You catch them at their most vulnerable state, and then perform the exact same things that they were telling you was already being done to them by the person they're trying to get away from. They're confiding in you, and because you're so into the world, you have no spiritual conscience, you have no remorse at all, and you're a lost soul who these people and these children think they can trust and put their trust in, and you go and do the same thing. So we not only, once again, have to create these spaces, but once again, not take advantage when we create these spaces as well. Like, it's hard, and I see why they don't want to say anything at the end of the day, because that's just ridiculous. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, I know someone personally that happened to, a black boy, a black child, and it happened in the midst of someone who the family thought could be trusted, and that wasn't the case. And even though the child at the time was only, I think they were probably like a few years apart. The girl was older and he was younger, but it wasn't that much of a difference. But it does not matter. People's ages and stuff doesn't matter. A child is a child, whether both people are children or not. If that child was not welcoming and didn't give the say so and the okay for you to touch him or her in any of those particular areas that's not supposed to be touched, then why are you touching them there? Why are you doing any sexual acts to them, regardless of the age? And then the fact that, this is what pisses me off, because it's just like, oh, it's so disregarded when it comes to black men. It's disregarded. Oh, well, they didn't make that much of an age difference. I wouldn't classify that as her molesting him or him molesting her. Then what the heck do you call it? And I'm trying really hard not to curse, because this, once again, is something that hits home, and it pisses me the heck off when people solely disregard black men and black children, black teenagers, male teenagers, when they sit up there and say this is what happened to them. It's not taken as seriously as it is when it comes to a black girl or a black teenage girl or a black female adult. It's not taken as seriously. It's like a double standard. We believe them over them. We believe the women over the boys. And most of the time, you don't even believe the women, the little girls. The nerve of people to disregard black children in general, but especially black boys, black male teenagers, black male adults. That is so, ugh. It just makes me want to throw up. Ugh. So heartbreaking and disturbing. Like, what y'all doing out here? What's going on out here? Who raised y'all? Who is raising y'all? Like, come on. Do better, do better. When you know better, you do better. You can't be dumb all your life. At some point in time, you got to say, hey, I was responsible for this happening. Take accountability and admit that to the child who you disregarded when they tried to bring that to the forefront. And don't just apologize for the sake of apologizing just to say you did it. Truly, it has to come from a true place. You have to truly feel remorse in allowing certain things to happen to these children. The world could be such a beautiful place, but it is so disgusting at the same time. It's so cruel at the same time. Oh my gosh. And I just can't get over the fact that people, grown people, disregard the violation of any child. Whether they black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, any child. Like, what? For real. Let's be for real. The nerve, the audacity. Issues. Everybody need to be in therapy. There shouldn't be one person on this earth that's not in therapy. Because clearly, everybody need it. Everybody. Not one person is excluded. Everybody need it. Every single person. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The trauma in the black community is ridiculous. Completely absurd. Like, what the freak? What the heck is going on? What have we been allowing to happen for years on years on years on years to our children? You take these beautiful children who are completely innocent and you F them up. You screw them up. You screw up their life because you done did what you did. Whether you were the person who violated them or the parent who was just as guilty because you allowed the violator to continuously violate your child after they done told you. Like, it just makes me want to find every parent who allowed this person to do this to their child and just go down the line. Y'all ever seen the movie Baby Boy with Tyrese and Omar Gooding? And if you have, do y'all remember the scene where the two of them lined up the dudes who jumped him for his bike, who jumped Tyrese for his bike? And Omar Gooding went down the line with his belt and whooped every single last one of the men out there. One by one, lined them all up in the line and went boom, 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 next, boom, 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 next. That's how I feel. That's what I be wanting to do to these parents who are just, you got to have some type of illness, some type of sickness to let those things happen. You got to be downright desperate for a man, for attention, for affection, for love, because that's something that was absent in your life, to completely overlook and overshadow the safety of your child. And then wonder why families are broken apart, torn apart, and why nobody wants to show up for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because now you're old and you feel like people are going to sympathize with you and empathize with you because of your old age. No. No. Because why did you allow this dysfunction to take place in your home? There's always a reason why people are no longer showing up at family functions and events. It doesn't just happen out the whim. Oh, we can't make it. There's a reason, a deep rooted reason for that. Y'all disgusting. Like, y'all, people disgust me. People really, truly, genuinely disgust me. Ew. Like, ew. What? Just like, how do people sleep at night? How do they sleep in the morning? How do they take naps? How do they just sleep at night in peace, in solitude, knowing the things that have transpired? How? How? You need some help. You need to go get some help. You need to be single for a while until you can learn how to take accountability for what you allow to happen under your roof, up under your nose, right in the next door. Heck, probably wasn't even the next door. Probably was right there in the living room, in open space, while you taking a shower or something. Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Forgive them, Lord. Forgive those who are lost. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them for not paying attention, not being attentive to their child. Forgive them for letting things slide. Forgive them for disregarding their child's or their children's truth in their story. Lord Jesus, just forgive them. In the almighty name of Jesus, just have mercy on their souls. Those who refuse to take accountability, those who violated others, those who just completely disrespected others by thinking that bribery and money and things of that sort and fame would make people do certain things with them. Like, that's just a complete violation. And my heart goes out to Christian Keys. I respect him 100%. That doesn't make him less of a man because he's speaking up on what he experienced. It doesn't make him less of a man because he was wiping the intersection tear ducts to prevent his tears from flowing. Even if he didn't, okay, he could cry. It doesn't make him less of a man. As a black man, doesn't make him less of a man. That's his truth. That's his story. That's what happened. And I don't necessarily always agree with certain things that he talk about or the tone he uses and stuff when it comes to just like going in on people on his public platform who he feels is being disrespectful. I have no right to tell him how to conduct his business as far as that, and like how he handles people and how he talks to people who he feels is disrespecting him. He has the right to do that, but I don't necessarily agree with the tone in which he uses to let people know where to get off. But he has every right to let people know where to get off nonetheless. And so I'm just saying it to say I don't always agree with him, but what I do know, what I have learned over the course of years with me following him, I've learned that he's a person of integrity. I've learned that he's a person who speaks truth. I've learned that he's always been vulnerable and transparent with his life experiences from his childhood, from the time he's been in and out of foster homes, from the time he became a runaway, a professional runaway is what he liked to say, at the age of 10, just because of abuse, physical abuse that was happening in the foster homes and stuff, and the people who they would send him off to live with and have new foster parents and stuff. The woman who used to beat him and everything and abandon him and leave him out in the cold while she was sitting up in the house, will leave him out in the cold naked, to be clear. So he's always been a very transparent, vulnerable, and truth-spoken person. So I know there is not a bone in my body, no doubt or hesitation that I do not believe this man and the things that he experienced and the people who who groped him and violated him, or tried to persuade him and bribe him with success and fame for him to have no morals and no values and no integrity. Like, he's a person who represents all of those things, regardless of what I agree and disagree with. He is all of those things. Someone of integrity, someone who has morals and lives by a code of ethics, someone who has respect for himself and for his family's name. Like, so I know for a fact that this man is not lying. My heart of hearts, my soul is telling me, my spirit lets me know that this man is telling the truth. There's no doubt about it. Whether he name drop or not. And then everybody wants to say, name drop, man, I don't want to hear this unless you name drop. No. Are you dumb? Like Remy Ma say, are you dumb? Are you stupid? No, it's a certain way you go about handling things. Now, do I feel like he should have waited to say that story? Yes. Me personally, I would have did a Cassie. I would have pulled a Cassie. You would have found out all this information once that police report dropped. That's how I would have did that. One and done. Y'all would have had the name of the person or the people, because it was more than one. It was a male and a female, and I'm sure amongst many. But he only specified those two individuals. So, by description. He specified them by description. Let me be clear. Because even though I say no names were dropped, no names were dropped, people will still take what they want to take, have selective hearing, and twist and turn things. He did not name drop, but by description, you can kind of pinpoint who he's talking about. So, yeah. But yeah, so all that stuff you would have gotten a police document. Period. I ain't going on nobody platform. I ain't going on no nothing. You're going to see it when you see it. And everybody about to pay for what they did. And people be like, oh, it's about money. It's about money. This man has been successful. He lives in LA. He is successful. He don't need nobody money. Additional money is always helpful. But if he ain't needed in all this time that he's been in the industry from these particular people who are being accused of such acts, what makes y'all think he needed now? Because inflation? He ain't hurting. This man wrote a whole TV series that you can practically say is a #1 hit on BET Plus. All the Queen's Men. I don't watch it because of everything that's portrayed in it, sex and betrayal and deceit and all this lust and kind of stuff. I don't watch it per se, but he wrote that, and he recently just had to correct a journalist because they interviewed him in public at some type of event, and they were asking him, how does it feel to work on this man's show? Sir, like he said, do your research. Are you dumb? Either you're dumb or you're just trying to act frivolous and silly, because everybody knows that this is the man. He created, wrote, and produced the show. Like, that's his show. He's not working for somebody. That is his show that he sold to this company so that it can be able to be broadcasted on the BET Plus network. It's his. That's his baby. All the Queen's Men. So that's Christian Keys' baby. That's his. So he had to correct somebody on that. That is his show. That has made him money. Why do you think he needs somebody else's money? And people don't really want to know who did it. They just want to be messy. Really. They don't a bit more care about his well-being or any of this. They just want to be messy. Tell us the name. Tell us the name. For what? Okay, and when he dropped the names, then what? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing but sit back on your high horse like y'all are better than to just be able to crucify him even more. Oh, nah, bro, we know you lying. We know you lying. We know that person ain't do that. Are you God? Do you sit high and look low? Can you see all? Are you omniscient? Because I don't think you are. So how you gonna tell this man who these people were that was involved in this stupidity and ignorance and violation? How y'all gonna tell him who it was and who it wasn't because of namesake? Bro, chill out, because y'all be doing too much. Everybody be loud and wrong, and that be pissing me off. Just ignorant, just looking at the ignorance that I see on Instagram. Like I said, everybody getting lamer and lamer by the day. Just lame. Period. Point blank, period. Just lame. Do better. Act better. Be better. Know better. So that you can do better. Accept people's truth, whether you want to believe it or not. If someone is confiding in you and venting to you about certain things, don't brush them off as if they're a liar. Process it. Bring it to the forefront. And don't just be, oh, let me just go talk to this person. No, have your child and that person in the same room. And even if the person deny it, of course they're going to deny it. Duh, because they want to still be able to stick around so they can do it even more, and then laughing at you in your face like the dummy that you are for allowing them to continue to stay under your roof in order for them to do what they want to do with both you and the child. Anytime they want to do it. Like my daddy said, duh, it's common sense, duh. I'm always going to choose a child over whoever. Always. Don't matter who the child is, whether they're related to me or not. I'm going with the child. I believe the child. Children are pure. Children are the purest thing we have. Children are the closest thing to God. A lot of people say that women are the closest thing to God. I don't know about that, because there's a lot of dumb women out here. A lot of dumb grown girls. Can't even call them women. Don't even feel right saying the word woman, because any woman would know right from wrong. Any woman, true, real woman, would know common sense. And by any means, they'll do anything to protect not only themselves, but the safety of their children or child, or however many children that they conceived. And then some people are sick. It'd be people own biological parents that violate them, siblings that violate them, cousins that violate them. I've met plenty of individuals, and every last one of them have experienced violation by one or the other that I just named. And they confided in me about that. It's why some black women don't date or marry black men, because they were violated by a black man within their family. Whether it was a friend of the family or biological family, an uncle, a cousin, people of that sort. Relatives, just, oh Lord. I've just been blessed, and it brings tears to my eyes because I've just been blessed by the grace of God. I didn't have that experience. Once again, I have a relative that is extremely close to my heart that's happened to, a black male who's now almost in his 40s, who that happened to, and my heart is just shatters when it comes to these very fragile and sensitive topics, because it's like, I know people. And by the grace of God, I'm just so thankful that it didn't happen to me, because I grew up with 2 older brothers, and that could have went any which way, especially with me being the youngest. But I think by the grace of God, I just thank you. I thank you, Lord. I'm so thankful that didn't happen to me. And then I had my older cousin, my oldest male cousin, who's no longer here with us on this earth, Lord rest his soul. I think my cousin lived with us for about, I want to say 5-7 years, until he was able to get up on his feet or whatever and get his own apartment and things of that sort. But he never violated me. And then we used to go to family and friends' houses where my mom would have to work and my daddy would have to work. No one could watch us. They didn't feel comfortable leaving us at home by ourselves, so we would go to family member houses, and I wasn't violated. Who else? I mean, I've been around so many different people. I have uncles, I have this, I have whatever, aunts, because women aren't innocent. It be people's aunties too be doing stuff and violating them, whether it's girl to girl or a woman to boy. You know, it was just hard to truly, genuinely trust people. So I just thank God that I've just been extremely blessed and protected from having to experience something like that, to that extent, to that degree. But to those who have, my heart goes out to you. I see you. I trust you. I believe you. I'll be praying for you, just everyone in general, but especially to victims of sexual abuse. Man, this stuff just crazy. Just the thought is just crazy. It just makes me, oh, I want to curse so bad, but I'm trying not to so bad. If I do, y'all just forgive me. Lord, forgive me, because this ish pisses me off. Stuff like this truly pisses me off. I know somebody say, you shouldn't be using the word piss. It pisses me off. That's the only word that I can think of. I can think of more, but I'm trying to bite my tongue. But this is just crazy. It'd be bizarre to me. Just insane. Just the fact that, like, how people don't have remorse. How do people not take accountability? Whew. But anyways, if this video ever runs into Christian Keys, hey, don't let people ever make you feel bad or guilty for speaking your truth. And that's for anybody. I said his name because this is a review of his video that he put on his Instagram page. So this is just my response to that. And but yeah, this could be for anyone. Like, don't let anybody make y'all feel bad or guilty for speaking your truth. Don't make anybody feel like you're crazy or you're insane because something actually happened to you and you're speaking out about it, and you expressed how it made you feel or what actually took place. Never ever in your life allow anyone to make you feel like you're crazy or like you're less than because you're speaking your truth. Ever. I feel like there's more that I wanted to say on this, but it kind of like slipped my mind about 15 minutes ago, so I can't think of what it is. It probably hit me as soon as I cut it off, and I'll be like, dang. But this is the video that I'm gonna go ahead and just put out, and if my spirit tells me to go ahead and just speak on that real quick, then I might do a minute or two video after this one and post it right after, and y'all can just connect it to this video. but yeah, that's crazy to me. That is so crazy to me, y'all. I don't even know any other words to really use. It's just crazy to me that people can just live with themselves. And then half of the people who sit up there and violate children walking around freely, they don't even end up in jail. That's crazy to me. Because me personally, me, myself, and I'm either going to stab first, ask questions later, or shoot first and ask questions later. If it come to me and mine, whether it's my niece, my nephews, yeah. Because what the fudge? Oh Lord, and wonder why kids act out and be acting crazy and be acting all mischievous and stuff throughout school and have to sit up there in the office or sit up in ISS or getting suspended for behavior. There is always an underlying reason. Always. They're not just doing that to do it. And instead of us as a community trying to get down to the bottom of it as to what's causing and what's triggering this intolerable behavior, we just, oh Lord, they so ghetto. Oh, they so this. Oh, they so bad. Oh, this the worst child I ever dealt with. Well, why is that? What's wrong with this child that's making them behave the way that they're behaving? Everybody want to play basketball, become rappers, this, that, football players. We need more school counselors in our communities, our black communities. We need more judges, more lawyers, more everything. Anything that we can do to help these children heal from their trauma. More black therapists, more this, that. We just need more of those type of people. We don't need any more athletes. We don't need any more politicians. We do need more lawyers and stuff, and more black judges, people who look like us, that holds that, what you call that little thing that they hit down. I can't think of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We need more people who have authority to do that. And once again, when they get to that point, they don't abuse their authority and then go against their own for the sake of, oh, I'm going to stick with my people. We're all judges. I'm going to stick with them. Because they'll turn on your behind in a minute anyways. Because at the end of the day, you're this, not this. And black people get on my nerves with that, especially the officers who are ignorant and fall stupid to the color blue and the cold blue. Just dumb. Like they don't sit up there and remind you every day that you'll never get away with the things that they get away with. Because at the end of the day, this makes a difference. Dummies. Dodo birds. Ooh. Anyways. Okay. I've been trying to think about what it is. What else I was supposed to talk about. But it's just not coming back to me at this point. If it do, great. Like I said, if it does, I'll just go ahead and post an additional clip to this, like a quick clip. And mentally, y'all can just connect the two. But yeah, at this point, this video is 38 going on 40 minutes. But yeah, for the time being, love y'all. God's got y'all. If no one else believes y'all or believe in y'all, God does. Lean on him, pray to him, fall and cry unto him, go to church, seek certain ministries, get in therapy, get into some type of counseling. Let your spirit guide you to who's truthfully a genuine counselor or a therapist. You don't have to rush into it. Do your research, see reviews and stuff on certain people. Make sure it's someone who looks like you. And I won't give a certain age range because it could be somebody old that's sitting up there being a therapist but is also nasty and carnal minded. So you just have to be very careful. That's why I just allow and trust on my spirit to guide me to certain people and certain things for that reason. So just be very mindful, be very cautious, be very specific in particular with who you choose to go with as far as therapy and counseling and things of that. Even in churches, you got to be careful. Because people are people at the end of the day. Everybody's human. As long as you're on this earth, nobody's God. So you just have to be very cautious with any and everybody that you interact with. But yes, so be blessed. You are highly favored regardless of your circumstance and your situation. God is with you. He's going to guide you through life. He'll heal you. He is your ultimate therapist. He is your ultimate counselor. He is the great I am, King of kings, Lords of lords. He is. So yeah, if all else fails, go to him. He'll never betray you. He'll never not believe you. He'll never disregard you. And just ask him to allow you to feel his presence, and he'll do just that. It may not be that exact day that you want him to, and it may be. Who knows? Hey, God is an on-time God. He's an unpredictable God. Like, as far as you don't know, ask and you shall receive. You will never know what he'll do at any given moment when you ask. So I can't even say that. So, just, yeah, lean on that, trust in that, and you're going to be okay. Y'all will be okay. And I'm sorry to the predators and the pedophiles who did anything to harm y'all. They're going to have a price to pay. And that's why I don't understand. People do things as if it's not a such thing as generational curses. Nothing may not happen to them, but whatever generation that's coming up after them, only the Lord knows what's to partake in their lives. He ain't gonna let nothing slide. The world and the system may allow people to get away with stuff, but God, oh, you playing with God, because that was God's child. So when you play with God's child, you're playing with him. You're thinking it's all fun and games with him. And one thing you do not want to do is play with God, because he gonna double down, triple down, quadruple down for his children. You're gonna have a price to pay, from the parents to the pedophile to whomever did this, whoever hurt children. You're gonna have a price to pay, whether that's physical abuse, violation of any part of their body, mental abuse, whatever it is, emotional abuse. Oh, people are gonna have a price to pay. They got a price on their head. For real. Like, people are gonna have a price to pay, whether you ever find out about it or not, I guarantee you, like I said in my last video, I guarantee you a price is being paid. Heck, that's if they even still alive, because something may have happened to them. Somebody may have just took them out. It's probably why you ain't never heard nothing. A price to pay. But once again, okay, y'all, have a great, wonderful Sunday wherever you are in the world. And take care. Be vigilant. Be cautious. Be mindful of where you place yourself in situations and atmospheres and at parties, clubs. Be careful out here. Keep your head on straight. Stand tall with your head held high. And just know that you got this. No one gets away with anything. And hopefully you'll come out a bigger person than you were, a better person than where you were, and can start your healing process regardless of, you know, what has transpired. Don't let the enemy win. Don't let the enemy win, because that's all he wants. He has one job: to destroy, kill, and that's his job. That's it. So don't let him win. But yeah, love y'all. Mean it. Till next time. Bye.